Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. On today's episode, man, there's no news. So when there's no news, I talk to you. There's nothing new. I'm not forcing it. I'm not sitting here coming on every single episode where we do the show of, all right, let's talk about the intricacies inside of the Chicago Bears special teams coaching room. I'm not doing that episode. So why not do an episode where I answer your biggest off-season questions? Drop your questions in the chat. Can't wait to talk with you guys, have conversation back and forth. I love this part of the season because it gives me the opportunity to really just vibe out with Breeze Nation. Shout out to Breeze Nation in the building, man. First things first, I need y'all to do me a favor. If you're rocking with your boy, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I got to actually show y'all something here, too. This is actually pretty cool because it means that the channel is growing, but it means a lot of you guys are watching without actually hitting that sub button. Look at this. Look at this. I peeped this today. 18% of you are subscribed that are tapping into the content. Only, or 81% of you not subscribed. What that means is the channel is growing and we're getting a lot of new members to the Breeze Nation. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Appreciate you for rocking with us. Send in your questions. What it means also, though, is that you guys are watching the video but not tapping in with the content and helping us out by hitting that subscribe button, man. So go ahead and do that, man. Hey, do I gotta let Sue Young let y'all know what to do? I mean, come on. I thought we knew this already, but I need y'all to
come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Stop playing with us. Okay, Alex. A little aggressive, Alex. A little aggressive. Who all we got up in here, man? It's Crimson in this mug, man. Chirac fan in here. Mikey Day in the building. Corey Swope in the building, man. Aaron Reborn in the building. Daniel Berry in this mug, man. Truman Outley. Baki in the chat. Osiris the God with a ear. Dwan Threats in this mug, man. Sounds like what you say, Pterodactyl Pops. Sounds like the non-18% are fans of Eberflus. J-Flow was good. Alex is my name. Big Blaze. Shout out to y'all, man, for rocking with the show, man. Let's start it off, man. We got questions coming in. Now let's get it cracking. I like this. This is a great place to start. DJ wants to see Cooper Kupp added to the team. Do you think that it is possible? I think the ship has sailed on players coming to Chicago that are not in the trenches. I think you've got who you've got, right? I think that you have the team that you're probably going to have for the foreseeable future here with the Chicago Bears. Pay no attention to the baby in the background. She just decided to jump on camera. You all right back there, baby? You good? Okay. You need me put Bluey back on the screen? You just want to roll around all of a sudden as soon as we start the stream. You had to move. That's how it go, bro. That's kids, bro. That's kids. But she said I was being a little neglecting. You know what I mean? So I had to give me a second here. There you go. Stop pushing buttons, kiddo. But no, man. Listen, I think the days are gone right now of the Chicago Bears going out and adding pieces that aren't in the trenches. That's just kind of where this is going to be. Hold on, before I get demonetized too. Hey, you gotta watch it off camera. You gotta watch it over here. I just thought about that. She watching a full TV show in the background. I'm like, hold on, I'm about to get demonetized for Bluey out here. But no, I think that would it be cool to see Cooper Kupp here? That'd be great. That'd be phenomenal. Is it realistic to say I'm going to address the trenches here and go out and get Cooper Kupp? No, it's not. And I think it's not going to be. And so for me, I'm out on Cooper Kupp. I do think it's possible. I just don't think that that's something that that the Chicago Bears need to go out there and do. Original Vault Dweller. Do you think there's any logical path to land Myles Garrett while still addressing the offensive line? Here's the thing. Myles Garrett, it seems like, probably wants a new deal, right? Doesn't mean that new deal has to kick in the second he shows up here. He is still under contract with the Chicago Bears. I'm sorry, with the Cleveland Browns. If he were to come here, you can continue that contract. I believe that contract goes through 2027, right? So he's still under contract. But what you add to the team is he's got those void years after 4, 5, what is it? After 25. So going into 26, 27, 28, he has void years. That's probably what he wants to get rid of, right? You get rid of the void years. You say, listen, you're going to make X amount of dollars on this contract heading into next season. After that, we will give you the 35 M's that you are looking for to be the highest paid pass rusher in the NFL. For me, that's logical because you still can go out and sign Trey Smith this season. You still can build up your offensive line. What's going to happen, though, is going into next season, you're going to have the Chicago Bears moving on from some pieces that are some fan favorites that people are not going to like. Right? You're probably moving on from a Kyler Gordon or a Tyreek Stevenson or a Jaquan Brisker. You're probably moving on from a lot of those pieces that Bears fans have come to know and love because you're spending it in the trenches, which guess what? I am 110% fine with if that is the case. If I'm moving on from a piece that is a long-term piece or in the trenches, that is an answer in the trenches, I'm here for that. Why wouldn't I be? If I'm here for a long-term piece that is an answer in the trenches, why wouldn't I be in on that? What's going on, baby? I thought you wanted to come down here and be with me. Okay, go upstairs with mama then. Is the door open? Go upstairs. Go upstairs with mama then. Baki said, now watch, Pat. Little mama gonna say the Bears get Myles Garrett and poof, they trade for Myles Garrett. Bro, listen, I was gonna have her on the stream for the Bulls Breeze. We're gonna be live for the Bulls game on the Bulls Breeze. Yeah, I mean, but she said she want her mama. I think there is a logical path to addressing getting Myles Garrett this year and moving into the future with him, while still addressing the offensive line. I think you have to work out that contract very well. Kenny B. Holden said, I don't want it to cost us good players. Listen, dog, I get you, but let's not forget they're good players. They're good players. They are not great players. Myles Garrett is arguably one of the greatest pass rushers in NFL history. Bar none, no questions. Myles Garrett is one of the greatest, not just great, one of the greatest. And so for me, if it costs me DBs, I can get DBs. The Bears have been so good at getting DBs, it's been ridiculous. I'm good. I'm not worried about getting DBs. Core Swope says she making a fort, she Gucci. I'm not worried about going out and finding linebackers when my starting defensive ends are Myles Garrett and Montez Sweat. That's just me. If you're talking about fully investing in your trenches, if you're talking about spending the most money that you can in your trenches on both sides, I am here for it. I am 110% here for it. Say Shy City said it's very rare to see a team paying huge money to do two defensive ends, plus his dead cap number will hinder what they can do in free agency. No way. Listen, your goal is to add to the team, and I think this is the conversation that most people aren't having. How far away are the Bears? All we keep saying is address the trenches, 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 right? That's all we keep saying. What are you addressing the trenches for? Are you addressing the trenches because your team is good enough if you address the trenches? Because your team can be different if you address the trenches? Or are we just saying that because we feel like that's where it needs to be addressed? Like, to me, I'm addressing my trenches because I think Caleb Williams is a franchise quarterback. For me, I'm addressing my trenches because I think that Jalen Johnson is one of the best DBs in the NFL, if not the best, if you give him pressure up front. I'm addressing the trenches because I think DJ Moore is a heck of a wide receiver and doesn't get an opportunity to really run his routes to get the football to him because Caleb Williams is under pressure. I'm addressing my trenches because I believe that this running game should be a heck of a lot better if there's better blocking up front. I think that you have these pieces that are already on the team that go to the next level. And everybody always brings up the Mac trade. Look at the Mac trade. Look at what the Mac trade did for a guy like Kyle Fuller. Look at what the Mac trade turned the DBs and linebackers on that team into. Look at what it did for a guy like Roquan Smith, who already was a great player, but how it elevated his game. Those are the things that I'm looking for when I'm addressing the trenches. Those are the things that I want to see when I'm addressing the trenches. Trying to see this. B. Vic said this guy was made for ESPN. Appreciate that. I don't know if he meant it as a compliment, but appreciate that. But as we've seen, Brisker is the pulse of this defense. Yeah, you get a new pulse if you bring Myles Garrett in, my boy. You get a new pulse if you bring in Myles Garrett. You just do. There's no question. There's no surprise. You get a new pulse if you bring in Myles Garrett. Jay Flo said, I just don't want Myles for Khalil Mack price. Crazy. 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 I want Myles for whatever price he comes with. Baki said, honestly, though, to get Myles, it's going to be draft capital and Khalil Mack compensation will be the starting point for Garrett. Yeah. It's going to be draft capital. But see, this is what I said over on the morning show. This is what I said on the Chicago Bears podcast. If you're paying that price and you've already leveraged so much of your future to go get Mitch Trubisky to bring in Khalil Mack, it puts you in a back against the wall situation. It puts you in a situation where you have to go out there and win that season. And realistically speaking, Mitch Trubisky just wasn't the quarterback for that. If you can still address the offensive side of the ball, which I believe that you can, and you can bring in Myles Garrett, and I'm talking about the trenches specifically. If I could still draft a guard, I still have my second round picks in this upcoming draft in the Mac, if the Mac deal were to go down, right? It was a first, third, and a first, a third, a first for the following season, and a future fifth. And because Garrett is hitting 30, that might be somewhere in the ballpark where you're working with. Yeah. I still can address offensive line in the second round, and I think there's some good offensive linemen in that second round. I still can address things later on in the draft. I still have picks for the next season. I'm addressing offensive line and free agency this offseason as well. I've already addressed one part of that, which is Darnell Wright. Yeah, I'm in. For me, I'm all in on that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. I'm going to have to call Xfinity and get on their heels, bro. Seem like my stuff is glitching up again. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to have to call Xfinity and get up on their heels, bro. They tweaking with me. They playing games with me. They playing games with me. Every time I got an evening stream, all of a sudden, I don't have enough internet to upload out here. Now, okay, y'all want to play games. If say Shy City, shout out to you. If Myles Garrett cost you the chance, one of Trey Smith, one of Will Campbell, or Tyler Booker, you doing it. I don't think it costs you Trey Smith. Maybe it costs you Will Campbell in that sense, right? I would hope that you're doing some kind of draft evaluation so that you can still find your guys in that second round. There's some good, like I said, there's some good talent in that second round. Can I go out and get a Zach Moss not a Zach Moss, why can't I think of his name all of a sudden? The center from Texas, Jake Majors. Can I go out and where did Zach Moss come from? Can I go out and get a Jake Majors in the draft in the second round? Now I've got Darnell Wright. Now I've got Trey Smith. Now I've got did the Bears really? Don't tell me that. Now I've got Darnell Wright. Now I've got Trey Smith. Now I have Jake Majors at my center position, young player. I've got the complete right side of my line there. You've got a really good fill-in guard in Matt Pryor. Throwing Pryor next to Braxton Jones is not the most ideal idea. But center to the right side, I've got solidified. I think you can find some good pieces there. Pat, you know what's wrong. It's too cold outside, so Xfinity is going to glitch. I've never had this problem before. This is my first time having this problem ever. This is my first time ever having a problem with Xfinity. It's why I mess with Xfinity. I've never had these issues before. So, no, hey, they finna get a call from me because they've been playing games on my name for a little while now. Did we really cut KB? You might be telling me something I don't know. I didn't. Baki, you got a report on that? Yo, Pat, we should be aggressive. Go be great. Stop being cheapskates like Julius from Everybody Hates Chris. I want to be aggressive. I want to see this team be aggressive. I want to see this team because I keep saying this. I don't think you're as far away as a lot of people believe. I don't think you're at the bottom of the NFL as far as talent. I just don't. I think you have your biggest concerns in the trenches. I'm not telling you, and I said this earlier. If you're Ryan Poles right now, and you look at DJ Moore, and you look at Rome Odunze, you look at Caleb Williams, you look at all of these pieces, right, that you have, and you say, I think these guys are better if we improve the trenches. Why wouldn't you be aggressive? Because what's better? I look at multiple games this season, and I think at least 3 of them, if not more, are lost on this. You went out and built a coaching staff that at a minimum should be good at this. If you don't have a coaching staff that's good at this, you built the wrong coaching staff. So for me, when I look at this Bears future, I say, okay, you can get where you want to go quicker if you build through these trenches right now. If you're aggressive and go out and get great pieces in the trenches right now. And you've got 2 major pieces that I think can come in and not only be big pieces for you, but also leaders on your team. You have to think about this as well, Chicago. And appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. You don't have any leaders in the trenches. You got leaders by action, but you don't have any vocal leaders in the trenches. At all. You had no captains last season that were offensive or defensive linemen. That's a problem. That's something that you should have a major concern about. So for me, when I'm talking about bringing in guys in the trenches, bringing in guys who are elite at their job, I am being aggressive. I am going big because you were aggressive with the coaching staff. Why all of a sudden be conservative with your free agency draft and or trades? Zach says priorities and wants need to be in order. I mean, are we saying that that these aren't priorities? Are we saying that these aren't priorities? You couldn't get pressure on quarterbacks all season last year. And these aren't priorities? I don't know if I can follow you down that path, my guy. These are major priorities on both sides of the ball. Yes, you can go in and you can build a team that is offensive line heavy, all offense. And I'm not mad at that either. Address the trenches. But I don't think that we can say that getting somebody opposite Montez Sweat after what we saw this season, pressuring the quarterback, actually getting sacks, actually seeing defensive pressure up front, stopping the run. I don't know how we could say that that's not a priority as well. And again, I said this earlier, it's conjunction junction. It's not or, it's and. Daryl Davis, what's good, my guy? It shouldn't be or for the Chicago Bears this year. It should be and. I love Kenny B. Holder. F it. Let's do it, Pat. Hey, dog. Look, there's a lot of here's the thing about this, right? And this is what is good about free agency this year. There's a lot of different directions that the Bears can go. You don't have to go Myles Garrett. Maybe you go Max Crosby. Max Crosby's really good. Maybe you go Trey Hendrickson, who wants to get out of there. Trey Hendrickson's really good. Maybe you want to still be aggressive because somebody said it in here earlier, and I really do believe this. Let me see if I can find the comment. Here it is. James Ecclestone. He ain't leaving Cleveland. I don't believe he is either. James, I don't believe he is either. I don't believe that he's leaving Cleveland. I don't believe that he wants out of Cleveland. I believe he wants those void years to go away. I believe he wants to get rid of the void years in his contract. I'm not mad at that. I think this is a tactic to do that. I think this is a tactic to do that. And so for me, I'm not saying that if he's not there, if you pick up the phone and you're willing to trade for him and he's not there, that you still shouldn't be willing to be aggressive. I would love to trade up and go get Abdul Carter. I would love it. Be aggressive. Abdul Carter could be that guy. Abdul Carter could be the next name. That is the next Myles Garrett. That is the next Trey Hendrickson. That is the next Max Crosby. And he looks like he may be that guy. Oh boy, we got a Genty guy in here. Here we go. You can build the greatest O-line in history. It doesn't matter if your running back can't get past the second level. Draft Genty. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I'm not even addressing that, bro. I'm not, bro. Come on, dog. You just watched what San Francisco did this year running the football. How many different teams do we see with good offensive lines? Throw some dude that you didn't know back there and he runs the football well. Come on, dog. We not drafting no running back. We're not drafting a running back, bro. Sweet Jesus. With that logic, we should have drafted Joe Alt and passed on Caleb. So you in your brain, right up here where it should be, drafting a quarterback is on the same level as drafting a running back. That's where you at right here. That's all I needed to know. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Oh, okay, I can't move on after this. For example, the first play against Washington was all on Saquon at the second level. You mean that play where I wanted to move on so bad? You mean that play where his offensive line gave him 2 yards past the line of scrimmage before he even got the football handed to him, and then he cut out, and then the play becomes all about him? That play? We talk about that play? We talk about the offensive line that has created 2 yards of separation for him before he's gotten to the line of scrimmage on just about every play this season. That play? That guy behind that line? Come on, dog. Now, I do agree with you. Swift has no vision at the second level, but we're not doing this. Oh, Mikey Day was good, my boy. Mikey Day with the patented I'm swole in front of the refrigerator pick. Shout out, Mikey Day. I agree. I believe any variation of fixing line on both sides through free agency and the draft is key priority. The coaching should get it done. We've done it backwards, but it still can be done. Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if we come out of this free agency and we draft an edge who's in the second or third round, and you tell me that we get Will Campbell, you tell me we get Drew Dahlman, we get Trey Smith, and we're going to develop the opposite edge. Okay. I'm tingly. I'm not going to tell you I'm not. If you tell me that we come out of this preseason with a edge, we get Trey Smith, or we get the starting center locked up, we draft our guard in the second and third round, I'm not going to tell you I'm not happy with that either. Because the goal is to build the trenches so that you don't have to worry about your quarterback and or your DBs, and it makes the opposite side's life easier, right? If you're scoring touchdowns, if you're leading drives down the field, it will tire out another team's defense. It will keep another team's offense off of the field. That makes it easier for your defense to go out there and pressure the quarterback because maybe the other side's a little bit rusty, right? You can get to them, all that stuff. So, vice versa. If you got a defense that continually keeps getting the offense off of the field and putting your offense in good positions, you're going to be good. So any variation of fixing the line, I'm good for. Any variation of fixing these trenches, I'm good for. Hey, Pat, don't forget, Mekhi Becton is becoming a free agent as well, brother. That's true. Mekhi Becton would be interesting. I think then you're going all free agency, though, right? You're going all in on, spending as much as you can in free agency and maybe addressing some of the smaller needs, I guess, in the draft outside of your top 3 picks. But I wouldn't be mad at Mekhi Becton coming here either. Hey, man, if y'all just jumping in here, man, we're just doing kind of a patting the people. That's what I used to call these, patting the people. I'm Pat. Y'all are the people. I apologize if the video keeps tweaking and freezing and going in and out. Apparently, Xfinity is on cap. I did see, somebody said there's an ice storm in Chicago. I did see that there was an ice storm in Chicago, and that's why all Xfinity has been tweaking a little bit. But I don't think it's that cold. I went outside. I was outside today. It shouldn't be here yet. So we'll talk about that when we get this figured out. I'm gonna make a phone call. Pat's gonna be making a phone call. Would you be mad at drafting Scatterbull in the 3rd round? I wouldn't be mad at drafting Scatterbull in the 3rd round because you have the multiple 2nd-round picks. Also because you might end up losing Ian Cunningham for the Eagles job. Jesus, Pat. You might end up losing Ian Cunningham for the Jacksonville job, which means that you're going to get another 3rd-round pick. I think that affords you a lot of options for where you can still go out there and address, right, different things, even in the 3rd round, right? If you're at the end of the 3rd round, you already got Scatterbull, and you're at the end of the 3rd round, and you're sitting there, and you're like, okay, but now we want to address defensive end with this guy that we saw, and now we want to address guard with this guy that we saw. I wouldn't be mine with that in the 3rd round. I'm really big on seeing what Ian Wheeler has up his sleeve. I'm really big on seeing what he's going to be able to come back in here and do, and if he's going to be able to impress the new coaching staff. I think he will be able to impress the new coaching staff. Did you see Eddie George say in his interview with the Bears, they talked about liking the Ohio State running backs? I didn't see that, but it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. Notice running backs. It doesn't surprise me. I think that there's a lot of good running back talent in this draft. I'm not overspending on running backs. There's a lot of good running back talent in this draft. And I think, again, a Scatterbull is a big get for you if you're able to get him in the 3rd round, possibly later in the 3rd round. If he's somebody you could trade back for even to get, I'd be all in on that. Michael Anthony said, I drive and listen. The video doesn't mean much. Appreciate that, dog. Bears junkie. Good news, Pat. Rumor is Bears are looking to trade Smith. Dog, I'm not gonna lie to you. The second that we hired Ben Johnson, the first thought that crossed my mind, well, I shouldn't say that. First thought crossed my mind was, oh my God, we hired Ben Johnson. I gotta make a video. Oh, Jesus, I gotta get downstairs. Here we go. Okay. That was the first thought. The second thought was, what's gonna happen with DeAndre Swift now? Like, Ben Johnson saw Swift in his rookie year and immediately was like, get out. Like, I just, what's going to happen? Like, he traded him, immediately drafts another running back. Like, I don't see a future with Swifty here. I just don't. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm not that mad at it. I really hope they're able to trade Swift. Shout out Crimson. Yeah, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you on that one. So if you had to pick a running back who's your favorite, because we are getting one, not in the 1st, but there's no way we don't get one for how deep it is. Scatterbull does stand out to me. To me, he's probably the one that I have had my eye on the most. I think you have to look at Genty. What's the young boy's name out of North Carolina? What's the kid out of North? I'm not gonna lie to you. The names are not all gonna be there. What's the kid's name out of North Carolina? He's somebody that I think is really freakishly good. I would go Sampson. I don't remember his first name, but Sampson out of Tennessee is somebody who I've started to look at. I think he may end up going a little bit later for you. I think there's plenty of options. What's his name? Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton's a dog. Omarion Hampton's a dog. Omarion Hampton is a dog. Bro, if you can get Omarion Hampton, if you get a second, third, now look, this is going. I know this goes against me. This goes against who I am. But if you can get a second, third round pick, and Omarion Hampton is there, because I think I don't know where he's slated to go, but I feel like he is a probably second round prospect. Omarion Hampton draft projection. Let's see where he's being projected to go right now. Yeah, bro, dog, 6 foot, 220. Trying to see where they're projecting him to go. Overall rate 9. Because when I watched his game, dog, he reminded me so much of like a Big Monty. Like he reminded me so much of a like David Montgomery type of running back, but just 6 feet tall, which is, I think that is exactly the kind of running back that Ben Johnson would want to bring in. So the big board right now on PFF has him at 46 on the prospect list. So that's probably, that's a little high for me. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to be there. I wanted to get there. I was gonna say you package the 2/3, you get you another second, and you go get him. I wanted to get there. The 46 is a little high for me. Because you've got 41 already. Now, listen, if you can trade, you got to find a gem, which scares me with Ryan Poles right now. But if you could trade back 41, get in that range where you still can get them and get an extra pick, I might be intrigued. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a little high. 46 a little high for me. I thought he was going later second round. But dog, he runs like Monty. Yeah. See, Daryl Davis said the comparison is Monty. Yeah. Pat, any running back before the 4th round scares you? 100%. 100%. What? I'm sorry. Did anybody watch Bucky Irving this year? They're out there. You can get them. Build that offensive line. They're out there. I promise you they are. I also like, I saw somebody say it in the chat too. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. He's nice too. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa is nice too. I think what I like about him is when you talk about just like, I'm going to just run through your face north and south. I think he fits kind of what the Bears want to do as well. Wasn't Bucky a 3rd pick? No, my friend Pablo. Bucky Irving. Let's talk about this, Pablo. You see, while the Chicago Bears were evaluating the great middle of the pack punter, that is Torrey Taylor, Bucky Irving was in the wings, waiting, looking around, saying, please, somebody draft me. Who needs a running back? I'd love to be a part of this. Bears, are you going to go pay $8 million for DeAndre Swift? Why would you do that when I'm sitting right here? My God, please help me. We drafted a punter and everybody sat here. Some of y'all in here. I know some of y'all in here. And I will go back to my Torrey Taylor video and find all of you. Pat, you don't know how important it is to flip the field. When you're not flipping the field, you're flipping them off. I can't believe you don't understand the intricacies. That's how I know you're not watching the games. You don't know the intricacies of Torrey. Shut up. Corey Taylor. Ooh, Baki with a little breaking news. Myles Buzelis will be in the starting 5 tonight. Hey, if you want to watch me react to Myles Buzelis' first game, we'll be live over on the Chicago Bulls Breeze. Tap in with us over there. Make sure that you subscribe to the page. If you go to the Windy City Breeze page, scroll down to other pages, then it should say Chicago Bulls Breeze, or just type it in. Come on over. We're going to have some fun watching that game tonight and see what Myles Buzelis is able to do in his first start. O-line makes a running back's job easier, the QB's job easier, the play caller's job easier, opens up the tight end to be a receiver. 100%. Shout out to Crimson. That's a great stat. That's a great stat. Michael Anthony with a Mr. Duval making Bucky Irving relevant. Levante, do we know what Ian Wheeler can do? I'll tell you this. Ian Wheeler was one of those players that, weird comparison. Ian Wheeler, when you watch him in training camp, when you watch him right in with the first team, because there's a lot of games, and I think this kind of went over people's heads. There was a lot of training camps last year where DeAndre Swift just kind of wasn't out there, and Ian Wheeler was getting the first team reps. Ian Wheeler was like the number one guy at practice very often, and was taking advantage of it, very similar to what Myles Buzelis is talking about. He took advantage of every opportunity he was given. I think that kid has it. I think he would have taken over the starting running back job if he didn't get hurt this season. Me and J-Mac was sitting there watching. I'm talking about we're standing on the side, and I think Wheeler comes down the left side is kind of where they let us stand. And you see him like cut upfield, and he just runs past us, and you just say, whoa. Okay. He's got speed. He's got speed. Yeah, no, he's a dog. He's a dog. I hope that he comes back healthy. Now, the question is he going to come back the same? ACL injury, that's a big injury. Knee, you're a running back. Is he going to come back the same? Is he going to be the same level of player? That's the big question that you have to ask yourself. Would you take Ryan Kelly at center as a temporary fix? 100%. I said this a couple of times. To me, Ryan Kelly is a great name to bring in at the center position, because you could do more of a bridge if you wanted to go with somebody that you think maybe needs a little bit of work. You allow them to get some of that work in, or if you go with somebody who is a higher draft pick, but you want them to be able to work their way in. To me, I look at Ryan Kelly and I say, listen, this guy's a starter. There's no question about it. But he's 31 years old. There's 31, I believe. There may be 31, 32, somewhere in there. He's 31 years old. There's going to be a ton of questions on, the longevity. He's coming off of injury. He's been very healthy, 31. He'll be 32 in May. So by the time the season starts, he'll be 32. There's going to be a lot of questions around him. But if you're talking about a bridge guy who is there for Jake Majors, who I would like the Bears to draft, who can kind of show him the ropes, teach him the things that he needs to know, and then you slowly work the rookie in, I'd love that. Because no matter what, Caleb has to have that spot fixed. The easiest path to a quarterback is a straight line. And you want to know who was allowing that line to be made a heck of a lot last season? Coleman Shelton, almost every time I saw him on the field. Almost every time I saw him on the field, Coleman Shelton was allowing that line to the quarterback to absolutely be open. Just please, Jesus, no. Oh, God. Not again, Caleb. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I just, to me, I would love a Ryan Kelly, especially if you can't get Drew Dahlman and you want to go young there, right? Because here's the thing with Drew Dahlman, and I think this comes down to really good evaluation from Ryan Poles. If Ryan Poles evaluates and he sees that a guy like Jake Majors or some of the centers that are in this draft, the Gray Zabel, project to be better long-term than what Drew Dahlman is right now, you go with that. Right? You go with the young guy who's going to be the long-term answer, and maybe you sign a Ryan Kelly to get you until that answer is ready to go. If you feel like you could sign Drew Dahlman for $12 to $15 million, and he's a 5-6 year answer, you go with that. Whatever you do, you have to have the answer in the middle, no matter what. Whatever you do, you have to have the answer in the middle. If you don't have the answer in the middle, your quarterback is going to die. Hey, man, I got to get ready to go live over on the Chicago Bulls Breeze. I appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man. I love doing these episodes. This may be what a Wednesday becomes because Joel has had to, kind of take care of some things. Of course, we have talked about adding the phone lines in. We're very close to having a system set up where we can do that. That may involve the Discord, where you guys can kind of be in a chat in the Discord and talk to us, and you'll be able to hear us through this, and we'll be able to hear you calling in, all of that. So that will be coming soon. So stay on the lookout for that. We're going to be looking for a day where that happens. Maybe this is the day. I love a good Pat and the People day where there's not a ton to talk about and we can just sit here and vibe together, man. So I appreciate y'all rocking with us as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I'm going to throw this up one last time just in case you're a part of the 170 in here and you are not rocking with us. 81% not subscribed, which is great because it means the channel's growing. It means we're getting a ton of views. It means people are rocking with us. But hit that subscribe button, man. Don't play with us out here. Big game time. Hey, man, if you are a Chicago Bulls fan, tap in with me over on the Chicago Bulls Breeze in about, 15 minutes. We're going to be live over there for Modest Buzelis' first start, doing a little live reaction. So tap in with us over there as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. See you, Red Nation. Stand up. Bear down. One love. Peace. I don't know why I led See Red Nation there. Bear down. One love. See Red Nation. Peace.